All right.
We're going?
Push.
Right. Nice.
We're doing the movie, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are
Yes.
we doing? Hey guys, well,
We're here, every one of us.
Oh,
All
wow.
of
You out in
for.
Yeah,
TV
well,
land.
usually we do like this little goof off intro before we start the video, so.
Oh,
This is your.
we have already started.
Yeah,
Hi.
okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
3, 2, 1. Now it plays a little intro video.
Oh.
Across this nation, the words Gotham City are synonymous with crime. Our streets are overrun, our public officials are helpless. What are you? I'm Batman.
I'm reading your stuff. I'm Vicky Vale.
Vicky Vale, yeah, photographer. What brings you here?
I'm here to see some of the wildlife in Gotham City.
Who are you?
Oh, sorry, Bruce Wayne.
And what do you do for a living?
My life is really complex.
Every punk in this town is scared of Batman.
Not for the ninth time, there is no bat. If there were, we would find him, we would arrest him.
Who is this guy?
You freak. Wait till they get a load of me. This town needs an enema.
A lot of people think you're as dangerous as the Joker.
Fuck you. I think your friend Wayne is really screwed up.
His parents were murdered in that alley.
I have given a name to my pain. Batman. He's out there right now. I've got to go to work.
If you gotta go, go with the smoke.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Broken Horror Shows. I'm Scotty.
I'm Will. I'm Mark.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Twinkie.
Yeah, it's the whole gang. Yeah,
Say
everybody.
hi.
Just Mark. Just Mark.
It's
Yeah, this episode is going to be all about
the 1989
Batman,
Batman,
directed by Tim Burton.
starring Jack Nicholson.
And
That's in the contract. That's in the contract.
Right, he
That's in the contract.
gets top billing before
Yes, sir.
Michael Keaton.
And Michael Keaton, a.k.a. Beetlejuice.
Yeah, he was a comedic actor before
Really, that's all he did was...
There were 50,000 letters sent into Warner Brothers when Michael Keaton got cast that they did not want him. They were like, he's gonna mess it up. And lo and behold, he's been the best Batman.
Mr. Mom
I
did a good
Agreed.
job.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there was 4 or 5 other actors in the running to play him.
Harrison Ford, Tom Selleck,
Even Bill
Mel
Murray.
Gibson,
Bill Murray.
Bill
Yeah,
Murray.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine?
Let
that?
me- They wanted Bill Murray to be Batman and Eddie Murphy to be Robin.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's what they wanted.
Could you imagine? That
Oh
would have
my
been so
God!
good, Eddie Murphy.
There would not have been
got
a
'em over
serious
here.
moment.
In money, I make it waffle.
But
Could you imagine?
Really gonna feed us while you got us all tied up here?
I mean, he'd be great as
Yeah.
Joker.
Holy cholesterol, Batman. What we gonna do?
Never knew Robin. Never knew. I'm out of sidekick.
Oh man.
But no,
My own
Michael Keaton was
signal in
sing.
the sky.
Huh?
I want my own signal in the sky.
Tweet, tweet. Or Robin.
But so Jack Nicholson was Joker,
Yes.
but they came to him first, and he hesitated. He was hesitant on it, so they went through. Well, they originally wanted Willem Dafoe, but Warner
Which
Brothers,
would have been awesome.
Warner Brothers was like, "Who's that?"
That would have been awesome.
He
That's
wasn't
the
the top
Joker
actor.
we need.
Yes.
Willem Dafoe.
Yes. He's got that
Why
smile.
don't they do? I think they need to do a live action Batman Beyond. Bring Keaton back as Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Have somebody play that, and have William Dafoe play Joker.
Because he did a
Yeah.
jam-up job when we got off time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, but going back to Joker, so then after Jack Nicholson was hesitant on it, they went to Robin Williams.
Which would have been amazing, by the
And
way.
Robin actually said yes. And then they went back to Jack Nicholson and were like, okay, well, if you say no, then we're going to go with Robin, because Robin agreed to do it. So then Jack Nicholson was like, okay, I'm going to do it, but this is how I want it. I want my own shooting schedule.
Right.
I want
Top billing.
and I want a portion of the box office and merchandise.
Right.
So he walked away with
$90 million.
Jack Nicholson as Joker.
Yeah,
So-
I actually have this saved. I made sure.
But so then they went back to, so Robin Williams was mad.
As well he should have been.
So later on they asked they wanted Robin Williams for the Riddler, and Robin said no. And I'm not
That
doing
would've been
anything for Warner Brothers Studio until they say they're sorry.
And they never
And they
did.
never did.
So they
So
did.
Robin
basically
Williams
played
in
it.
his entire career
They played
never worked for Warner Brothers
Mhm.
Studio.
Yeah, it was a bait and switch, the classic.
Dang.
Yeah,
He would have made a hell of a Riddler.
Oh,
though.
he would have been great.
Oh, he
He
would've
would've
made a
been-
hell
yeah.
of a
And
Riddler.
Jim Carrey.
Then again, Warner
Yeah,
Brothers
Jim Carrey
also
was
did
good.
it again with the character of Harvey Dent
Yeah.
with Billy D. Williams playing
Lando,
it
yep.
in 1989.
Yeah.
Billy D. agreed to do the movie if they would continue the character in future sequels,
Yep.
which they eventually came around to do it for Batman Forever. But however, they did not want Billy D. They wanted Tommy Lee Jones. So they had to buy Billy D. out of his contract, which means they paid him as if he did the movie.
Wow.
Which is awesome.
And yeah, so
And that's why he gets to charge $200 per autograph.
yeah.
Now we know the
Because he's
backstory.
Yeah.
Because he's
Yeah.
Lando.
Yeah.
And now
And
you
could have
know
Yeah.
been Two-Face.
Kim Basinger was played by Vicky Vale. She was okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, well,
He
here's the
softened
softened
like-
up the movie.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing. In the '80s, she was the blonde bombshell of the '80s.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and so yeah, of course they gonna
My
get her.
stepmother's an alien.
Oh, Cool World.
Cool World, yes.
She was in Cool World.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
Real good one.
But yeah. So, but did you know that? Prince didn't. Well, we'll get to the music.
We'll get
but
to music.
We'll get to music, but I want to say this while we're
That's
talking
an
about the
interesting,
casting acting. So she actually dated Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
They had a relationship, yeah.
Yeah.
And he worked on an album that was going to be released and it never was, or something like that. So she got around.
So the movie had a $30 million budget, and I'm gonna get my numbers right here. Had a $30 million budget that got raised up to $48 million, and then they ended up making over $400 million in box office.
Hi,
that's
hello.
awesome.
And Jack
And
Nicholson
In
got a portion
1989.
of that.
Yeah, he
Yes,
did.
he
Yeah.
made bank.
He played his
Yeah.
cards right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who's the Joker now?
Yeah, there you go.
Wait till they get a load of me.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Well, and here's the thing. He saw it being, especially like a cult film type deal, with a cult following,
Yes.
like The Shining.
Yeah.
The Shining has a huge cult following, and yeah, he was paid decent for it, but look at how many times that it's been re-released and and been in the theaters again and again, especially Halloween time and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
he would have got paid off all that every time that it went back out.
No, he definitely played his
So-
cards.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job. He was good.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's my spill on acting casting. Oh, the same casting director. She also did Batman's Returns, and she also casted Michael Keaton and some other stuff,
Yeah.
which is
That was
why
in '92.
I think she introduced them to him.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So cool. Next is
You want to do music?
You want to do music? We'll do music.
music.
Alright, so basically the entire movie score was done by Danny Elfman.
Right.
Danny Elfman, if you don't know who Danny Elfman is, he has probably done the movie score of most of the movies that, especially what we like in our culture. I went through just some of the ones that he's. I didn't even know that he had done a lot of the movie scores of the Marvel movies. He either did the movie scores, or he was a movie producer or a composer on almost every single Marvel movie. Money there.
Yeah.
But him and Tim Burton always work together. So Danny Elfman and I have this so that I will know what band. He came from a band called Ongo Bongo. Ongo Bongo, Oingo, something like that.
Yeah.
He came from that band, and Tim Burton loves that band. Loves it. So he's like, so whenever it came to Pee Wee Herman's, the Pee Wee Herman movies, Danny Elfman did it. He wanted him to do that, and then it came to, hey, you're going to do Edward Scissorhands, you're going to do Batman, and he's like, oh, Danny's going to do everything from now on, and do the movie score, which he didn't have to do any lyrics in this. The first time that he got to do lyrics was Nightmare Before Christmas, which was being made at the exact same time as Batman Returns.
Really?
And yeah, they're being made at the same time. So how Prince got into it, Tim Burton listened to Prince every single day on the way to the studio.
Alright.
And he said, we have 2 scenes that we need dance music to.
Mm-hmm.
Prince does dance music, and he picked, I'm not a Prince, I respect Prince as a musician, great musician, not a fan of his work. That's me.
Purple Rain? Rain, purple rain.
So he did 1999 and Baby I'm a Star. Those were the 2 dance tracks that they did. But man, Danny Elfman from the 80s he didn't have to go on tour with his band anymore. He's making movie scores.
He's done.
And
He was the John Williams.
he went from just being an on-stage musician touring with a band to and to me,
he's still doing it.
and he's still doing it. And to me, like, everybody knows John Williams. Everybody knows John Williams and everything John Williams has done. But to me, Danny Elfman is right up there with John Williams. He has done so many different theme songs to stuff and movie scores that, and especially me and Jeremy, when we hear the '89 Batman thing,
We just go.
yeah, we're talking about them playing.
We assume the position.
Yeah, when we get to listening,
Start looking at for the signal.
if you go to Six Flags and you go to Gotham, they literally just play the '89 Batman movie just on a loop the entire time.
Yeah. So
And,
we walk around like that the entire day.
Yeah. So I mean, this movie was big for him. It excelled him into places that none of the other movies had done.
Which, when they came out with the Batman the Animated Series.
The animated series, they
They-
continued the same movie score to be the theme song of the Kevin Conroy series.
I always
So,
wondered why, watching that as a kid, why it was so familiar.
That's
And
why.
it would
yeah.
draw
They,
that.
From 92 to 95.
He
Yep.
tweaked it some, just, because you got, what, 30 seconds or something like that to do to a minute of an intro.
Right.
So he just went through and he tweaked it, but they had done the animation. And then he tweaked it to where that
It was more dramatic.
more dramatic, and that way when Batman goes down and zooms up, the little flute goes. Well, he added it to those points to emphasize, the parts that were in it. So that's basically it on the music side of it. You had Prince do those 2 songs, and Danny Elfman do the movie score. And honestly, if I'm not mistaken, I think just the movie score is just one long song that they just cut into pieces throughout it. And they do that a lot too. They did that with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Basically, Lord of the Rings is just a really, really long song, and they just cut pieces of it. So,
Save a little money.
Art direction? Stuff.
So what really sold the movie for me was the look. I love the feel. I love the gritty. I love the darkness.
Tim
I
Burton
love-
darkness.
It's Tim Burton. We
It's
all
Tim Burton
know Tim
darkness.
Burton has a particular style, a particular way of doing things, and this one was no difference. It was gritty. It was just ugh. And let's be honest, before this, the only thing we had going for us was what, the 1960s? Adam West, Batman, the pows and the zaps and the wham and the kathunk. I hit over the head with a chair and it goes kathunk.
You know what he said on
Yeah.
whenever they had him on Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
And they were talking about what their favorite Batman was, and they were trying to list them. He's like, I don't know why that all these new Batmans, they're like, I'm Batman. He's like, everybody knew I was Batman. Did you not see the stupid costume I was wearing?
Did you not see the car I rolled up in?
Oh, I have stuff about the car. So whenever Remind me. I looked up on the car.
And before the 60s, we had the 40s Batman, the Lewis Wilson
The
Batman,
Lewis Wilson.
the black and white
I never knew
serials.
about that one.
So,
Yeah.
see, we had that with the horns that were all the time
Oh,
flopping whenever
yeah.
he would
Yeah.
run. So it looked like
Yep.
ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. So we had that. We had the 60s Batman, which, let's be honest, he was geared more toward children.
It was, yeah.
But when this one came out, this one, in my opinion, was for adults. This one, it was dark,
This-
it was gritty, it had that, it was if Gotham itself was its own character.
And Batman finally got his
Yeah.
wings and could.
Yeah, this one was geared toward adults. It was dark. All
Well,
the
it was-
mothers and stuff. You know, did you see the interviews? All the mothers were like, "I don't know if we can take our children to this.
Yeah.
This is not. This is not."
It's another one of those dark movies like the first Ninja Turtles. First Ninja Turtles was a very dark movie. This one had a lot of humor in it, but it still was dark, and they lightened up in returns.
Right.
Like it was funny because Danny DeVito is awesome.
Yeah.
He just
It's a Christmas movie.
It was Christmas. It is a Christmas movie,
And-
along with Die Hard.
And in this movie, Batman killed people.
Yes, he did. It's the only one that he killed folks in.
Yeah, all the other Batman and stuff, not really. But this Batman straight up killed people. His Batmobile had machine guns. Batplane had guns and bombs.
Gatling
and stuff.
guns
Had
on it.
Gatling guns and missiles. He straight up put people down. Yeah, a lot of the henchmen died. Yeah.
That's what you bought.
Yeah, Bob the henchman.
Bob
yeah.
Which was Jack Nicholson's best friend.
His best friend.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He straight up smoked him.
So what else on art direction? Anything else?
Just the overall,
Gotham look.
yeah, just the Gotham look, the German
What about
Art Deco, you know, all of that. It
what
looked
about
great.
the Batman logo?
Yeah, the
You were saying
Batman
something
logo.
about
Yeah, yeah. See, this is what the movie posters and stuff look like. But if you'll notice on his chest, the end of it has like a 3-pronged tail, and apparently there was copyright issues while that was being filmed and stuff. It did not get resolved until after the movie has already completed on the filming and stuff. So that's why there was 2 different symbols and stuff. Of course, in '92 that was already resolved, so he went
So he
back.
was able to do
He had the
different
he had the the
Which
cowl and everything.
Every
and stuff.
Batman gets their own symbol.
They do.
Like I've got a it's actually my background on one of my computers,
Yeah.
and it goes from the beginning to Christian Bale. Basically, it's all the different bat symbols, and there's not just there's 7 or 8 of them. No, there's about 30.
So you don't have the one with Sparkly Boy?
I like Sparkly Boy. I like his
Robert
Batman.
Pattinson.
That
It
was
wasn't
dark. I like, and that's one reason that I liked it because it really was dark.
It was dark and gritty. Yeah.
I took the girls to see it. I had no idea
really?
that it was murder
Oh, wow,
for the first
that's-
10-15 minutes, and
That's
I'm
crazy.
scared.
So moving
I'm
on.
sorry.
So moving on to toys,
Toys,
merchandise,
All right,
and stuff.
we'll
Let's-
start off. So
Kenner.
in 1989, Toy Biz,
Toy Biz.
got
Toy
hold
Biz.
of the rights to
Yep.
Batman, but they did not have the rights to Michael Keaton's likeness. So that's why we got the 2 crappy head sculpts.
Oh, okay.
3 was
Yep.
it 3? Okay.
Yep.
So then you had 3 characters, which Bob got his own character. Jack Nicholson as Joker, and then you got the Batman. You got the Batmobile, the Batwing,
Multiple. Yeah.
and then
Did
you
Joker have a
also.
bike? Like,
Yep.
Well, yeah, that
the
was the
Joker
second
cycle.
series.
Oh,
That
there
was-
was-
yeah, you had
okay.
series 1.
Yeah, with the Joker cycle and the Joker mobile. or
Right,
something.
as a van, and
Yeah.
then they released. They ended up keeping it going for a little while, but it wasn't until 1990 Kenner got a hold of it,
Kenner
and
came.
they had the likeness to Michael Keaton, and that's why they were spot on.
They
Do
did it
y'all
right.
notice that
Oh, okay.
when Kenner gets a hold of the toy line, it gets so much better.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just- it just-
Like everything, it's
They're doing it.
it's set whenever they try to go from Star Wars to Robin Hood and use the same toys.
Well, yeah, and superpowers.
Yeah.
So funny story about
They
you
reset
said
that.
that
They knew how to save a
about-
buck.
Yeah, they changed the molds around a little bit. Not really.
We're gonna
They
move
re-
this sticker.
So
Yeah,
Kenner,
it's the same body type.
in
and
the
everything.
what Toy Biz did, which I don't know how they didn't get in trouble for copyright infringement, they did an advertisement. They painted a they painted a Superpowers Batman black and posted that as their advertisement for their figures, and it wasn't even their figure. So, yeah.
They'll
So-
never know.
And then of course they kept that series going into the 92 version of the Return, which they added Penguin and
Yeah,
a couple other
okay.
figures.
Yeah, Robin. They had a Robin. Even though there was no
Yeah.
Robin in either of the movies, the Michael Keaton movies,
Yeah.
the toy
Right.
line had a Robin.
Right.
But he
that,
looked more
that
like
was
the
the
animated
super.
He looked like the 90s.
They went to the superheroes line. They went from Batman to superheroes. They added Two-Face, Riddler, Penguin,
Mr. Freeze.
and Robin, Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Most of that line was, other than Robin, was villains.
Yeah.
And they said the Mr. Freeze had the ability to, which was another repop of superpowers, Mr. Freeze, and he was supposed to change colors. It was terrible. It didn't work. And then they repopped Penguin, same exact figure, just painted with
Different
different
paint.
colors.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where you got the black, the red, and
right,
yeah.
right.
Yep.
More traditional looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, they so before the movie come out, they had already made over $1 million on the toy line. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
And the
Batman.
1989.
I had a lot of the toys. So
Yeah.
I
All did,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah, they were able to play their cards just
Yeah.
right to make their money before the movie hit the.
Of which Jack Nicholson got a piece of.
Yes, he did. That's how
So,
he made his money.
so your money as a kid,
Yeah.
or your parents' money as a
He
kid
went into Jack's
So
pocket.
you-
Jack's pocket.
So with the figures, you got 4 figures. But then there
Right.
was so many different iterations of the Batmobile. You got the Batmobile with the open top, and then you got the Batmobile with the canopy cover that popped on that was really brittle.
Brittle and garbage. Yeah,
And then there was 2 different size RC cars. You got the big one, and then you got the small one. And
They had the Hot Wheels.
they had another one that looked more movie, like
Yeah.
screen correct, with the cover. It looked, the first one was,
The cockpit.
yeah, it was just,
Yeah, they didn't, nobody understood why. They said it wouldn't cost any more money for you to have a cockpit. They just went with that plastic
Yeah.
windshield
Mhm.
over the
Yeah.
top. And then they put 2 car seats. It's like it was a single seat car. It was not a 2-seater.
yeah.
Didn't they also have the collapsible Batcave? You remember that? It was like a
They,
3-part
they
Batcave.
did have a Batcave, yep.
The first
Scotty,
one
don't
you
you
could
got
turn
that
it around and it was actually 2
No,
play sets.
what's Wayne Manor? Well, I have the animated series, Wayne Manor.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never know what Scotty has. No, this is true.
But yeah, the Batwing, the wings popped off of it.
Yeah. Same thing with the 90 version where it split into the or the
Oh, that's cool.
92.
Yeah, where the sides of the Batmobile
Yeah.
and they would slip through that
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, people
That's
credited
the more highly
Christian
sought
Bale was
after
having that.
version.
Yeah, I was like, no, I can
Is
do
that
it
what
first.
Chris has that
Yes.
he keeps trying to
I
sell me?
want that car so
Yeah,
bad.
he's
I
trying.
remember the Joker.
Sorry, Chris,
figure?
I don't
You
want
could dip him in water and
Jeremy
his face
knew
would change. Or
I
something
never knew
like
that. But
Oh.
notice that the 90s version looked more like Jack Nicholson,
Yeah.
and also with Keaton. They finally got the rights, and they knocked him out of the park. The only thing I never understood was like the gold Batman, the blue Batman, the camouflage Batman.
Arctic Blast
that was
Batman. I was like,
none
what?
of that was
Laser
in the
Batman with
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
silver.
Scuba Batman.
yellow,
I was
yeah.
like, what?
That's like,
They wanted him. That's why they made $1 million.
Yeah.
That's exactly why, because we bought it.
there's 2 variations
Simply
of the
within the bathtub.
Joker.
It's the same
One-
Batman outfit, but yeah, different.
Oh yeah. But the Joker, there's 2 different variations. One, he's got molded and painted curls right here, and then there's one that doesn't have any at all.
Okay.
Yep.
Did not know that.
Yep.
So what about Batmobile?
So the Batmobile, so what they did with the Batmobile is, they mounted actual Browning machine guns. Those were real guns that they mounted on the, like that wasn't, oh, we just made it in a machine shop, and
Yeah.
no, they went and bought true Browning Gatling guns,
Yeah,
and I mean, like,
There wasn't any really real CGI
How
and
much
stuff
did that
going
cost?
on here. It was legit.
it does not
So
say
did
what
that,
it
is
is.
that what pushed the budget up? Was
So
The blanks.
with the basically 2 set builders built the car. You got John Evans and Keith Short, and they crafted the '89 Batmobile, and they were using real aircraft
Oh.
jet components.
to get the flames
That's
out
one of
the
the
back.
flame. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an actual jet.
I did know that.
And this is a quote from him. He said, we looked at jet aircraft components, and we looked at war machines, We looked at all sorts of things. In the end, we went into the pure expressionism, taking the look from a salt flat racers from the 30s and the Stingray Macho machines from the 50s, and that's what they built the car. They built the car on a Chevy Impala chassis.
Yeah, and you were telling us about the other components.
Yeah, the headlights came from a
Yes.
Honda. I think the tail lights came off a Ferrari. The gas cap came from a tour bus
Tour
in
bus.
London.
It was.
Yeah, it was just a mishmash of
Well,
all
they
these
they
different
filmed
things.
at the Pinewood
Turned
Studios
out
in
freaking
London.
awesome.
Yeah.
One of the
So
most
it was
beautiful,
it was
iconic
originally
It's sexy.
it was originally supposed to be built by Ford and Jaguar. They had the contract, and then they said, "No, we're not going to do it." And the car itself, and the funny thing is who owns. Do y'all know who owns most of the original Batman cars?
Let me guess.
Joe Schumacher.
Jeff Dunham, the ventriloquist.
What?
He owns the original '60s Batmobile, the original. He owns the original '89. He took the Impala motor out of it, and he put a Corvette motor in it and made it street legal so he could drive it on the streets. He's got the Tumbler. He's got like he is a huge Batman fanatic, and he buys the cars, and he don't just buy them and keep them in his collection. He drives around where he lives in these cars. Like if you see the '60s model Batmobile going through town in California, you better look, because Jeff Dunham's probably behind the wheel.
You ever? So speaking of that,
We need to become ventriloquists.
there was no kidding, right? So there was a whole story on the original Batmobile. They found it rotten in a Hollywood back lot,
In the back lot.
a tattered old
He had restored.
tarp. Yeah.
Jeff
It,
Dunham had
oh, it
restored.
was in bad shape. They had to do extensive work,
Wow.
and then it went to a museum for a while. And I guess Jeff
bought it.
Good for him, man.
Jeff wrote a check.
Yep. I had a friend of mine buy a car from the museum one time. He bought a Hemi Cuda, and I said, "So."
Was it yellow?
No, it's purple. So I said, I don't want to know the exact price that you paid for it. I said, but give me a roundabout. And he said, let me just tell you, it was museum prices.
Enough said.
I was like, all right, I get it. I got a roundabout of what that is.
So there was definitely
Yeah,
a comma.
There was a comment.
Boy, was there a comma.
So,
Almost two.
Comma. No.
favorite scenes. What was your favorite scene in the movie?
Oh, yeah.
I'll go first. Mine was when he slipped the plate in his shirt and went crazy.
Get nuts! Let's get nuts!
Yeah.
Mark?
Oh man, I ain't even thought about it really.
Because he wasn't sitting in here watching the movie with us.
No, well, I mean I know the movie. Oh man, I'm trying to think.
Scotty.
When the bat signal hits at the moon, and it's
Mhm.
and then
The silhouette.
I just love that shot.
Yeah.
That was very.
Mine is whenever he grabs that first villain at the beginning, he goes, I'm Batman. That's what set it off.
Adam West, don't have to tell people on
Yeah.
Batman.
He changed his
he's yeah.
Yeah, he started that, you
Yeah.
know, changing his voice whenever he talked to
Because he
Tim
wanted
Burton.
to
He
be different.
eventually wanted to like get contacts to kind of change it up a little bit, but they were like, so he just decided to start changing his voice. And ever since then,
All the
Batman
other
have
ones
come
have done,
after,
yeah.
have done the exact same thing.
Where is she?
Where is she? I want to be Michael Keaton.
So mine, I have one favorite, and it's one big long scene. It is really the first time that Joker and Batman fight each other, and Joker falls into the
vat,
of chemicals. But that entire scene, I laugh at Jack Nicholson, just how he is the entire time. But there's one part right after Joker falls in it, and the suit. Those of you who don't know, the suit he couldn't move in. Like if he looked this way, he had to turn and look. So he's sitting there and he's looking at Lieutenant Gordon or Commissioner Gordon, and they're like, "Hey, you!" And he turns to see if he can escape this way, and they're coming this way. and then he turns this way, and then the shadow kind of scared him, and he kind of jumped back a
He
little
takes
bit.
he takes a good step back. I mean, a good solid step
But
back.
that entire scene is my favorite. It's just it showed how funny Jack Nicholson actually is, and then Michael Keaton just being funny, not trying to be funny. Like it was,
Yeah.
Back to Mark.
I can't narrow it down. I really can't.
his favorite part's the one with Batman. It's the whole.
No, I love the whole thing. Yeah, gum. There's the part where he's got his makeup on and he's talking to.
Is it when he's got blackface on or skin face on?
Yeah.
What
We'll
movie are
edit
you
that part.
talking
We'll edit that
about?
part. It's fine. It's fine. We'll edit that part.
When he's got
Skin
the makeup,
color. He's got skin
Look
color.
out, quick. That guy quick. He's like, and he's shaking his head, saying something. I can't remember, y'all. Man, alive.
It's fine.
Anyways, there is one in there. Yeah, that's it.
When he's talking to the gangsters.
No, he's
No, that
talking to. Is it his doctor or whatever?
Alfred?
No,
No.
the Joker surgeon.
No, who was
Yeah,
it?
when he's asking for the mirror.
Anyways, I don't remember.
I'll keep thinking.
Mark
This is
loved
fine.
it all.
Yeah,
Okay,
I love the whole thing. It's great. Loved it all.
It's great. Now that you trust me, I gotta have it all. I don't know. I can't.
It's
Wow.
all good.
Well, we're
All right,
going-
everyone. That's the review. Our review
Hey.
on Batman 1989.
Y'all didn't notice Jeremy loves Batman.
This is my jam.
Even though
this is my
even though
Batman.
I have it tattooed on me, he
likes it
not-
more.
He likes it more.
This is my Batman. Out of all of them,
Yeah, the '89 Batman.
Oh, yeah.
this,
no
this
doubt.
is mine.
You have an autograph
I have
of,
2 or 3.
of Michael Keaton and like a duo sign.
And Jack Nicholson, yes.
Yes.
They're museum quality pricing we were talking earlier, yeah, something like that. Yeah, Jack knows what he's worth. So does Michael. But it's okay. It's
on a
worth it.
on a Batman and Joker photo.
Yes. It was worth it though.
Oh yeah.
Because like you said, a cold follow.
I don't know. Your wife's looking over here like it may not have been worth it.
She's like, I like
All right.
groceries more.
And that's the end of the video before Jeremy gets in trouble.
I gotta go.
Bye, everybody.
I gotta go. See you.
Batman 1989.
Get up.
All right.
So what was your favorite part?
That's it on me.